Most people put off their first hearing test for one reason. They don't know what's going to happen, and what they imagine is usually worse than reality. But most people leave their first test saying, "I wish I had done this sooner." And there's also one part of the hearing test that reveals something most people have never been told about their hearing, and it can completely change what you do next. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what happens during your first hearing test, and more importantly, what you need to know before you go so you don't miss anything important. History and symptoms. The first step in most hearing appointments actually happens before testing even begins. Most clinics will have you complete a short questionnaire about your hearing and medical history. This helps the audiologist understand what you've been experiencing and what type of hearing problem might be present. For example, the questionnaire may ask things like, when did you first notice difficulty hearing? What types of environments are hardest for you to hear in? Do you have ringing or buzzing in your ears? It will also ask about medical history, including past ear infections, ear surgeries, noise exposure, medications, family history of hearing loss. This information gives your audiologist important clues about what may be happening. For example, if someone struggles mostly in restaurants and group conversations, that often suggests high-frequency hearing loss. If someone says their ear suddenly felt blocked overnight, it could suggest wax buildup or a sudden hearing change that should be evaluated quickly. And if someone reports ringing in the ears, that may indicate tinnitus, which is often connected to hearing loss. Once this information is reviewed, the next step is to look inside your ears. The audiologist will use a small lighted instrument called an otoscope to examine your ear canal and eardrum. This part only takes a few seconds. They're checking for things like earwax blockage, ear infections, inflammation, damage to the ear canal, or anything unusual with the eardrum. Sometimes it reveals a surprisingly simple cause of hearing problems. For example, if someone has impacted earwax, removing the wax can immediately restore hearing. But if everything looks normal, which is actually very common, the next step is to measure how well your ears are working. Before measuring your hearing itself, many clinics perform a quick test that checks how well the mechanical system of your ear is working. Middle ear testing. This test checks how well the mechanical part of your ear is working, including the eardrum and the tiny bones that conduct sound, and it surprises most people the first time they have it. A small soft tip is placed in your ear for just a few seconds. You may feel a slight change in pressure, similar to the feeling of your ears popping on an airplane. This helps identify issues like fluid behind the eardrum, pressure problems, middle ear infections. Again, the test only takes a few seconds. Speech testing. Hearing loss isn't just about detecting sounds, it's about understanding speech clearly. During this test, you'll hear a list of words and repeat them back, because this doesn't just measure what you can hear, it measures how clearly you understand speech. And this is where something important comes in. Your word recognition score. This is the part I mentioned earlier, the one most people have never been told about their hearing, and it's one part of the test that should never be skipped. This test is done at a volume that's loud enough to hear comfortably. So volume is no longer the issue. So if someone still struggles to repeat words correctly, that tells us something deeper is going on, and that's often the part people don't realize until they're tested. In some cases, it's because the brain hasn't been getting clear sound for a long time. When that happens, it can become less efficient at interpreting speech, sometimes referred to as a use it or lose it effect, and that matters. Because it helps your audiologist understand, not just if you have hearing loss, but how clearly your brain is processing sound. And that directly affects what kind of treatment will actually help. Because hearing is not just about volume, it's about clarity. Your audiologist may also test speech and background noise, which can reveal difficulties that don't appear in quiet environments. This is important because one of the most common things people say is, "I can hear fine and quiet, but restaurants are impossible." Speech and noise testing can help explain why that happens. However, in many cases it may not be necessary if your audiogram already explains the difficulty. Pure tone testing. This is the part most people picture when they think of a hearing appointment. You'll be seated in a quiet room or sound booth and given headphones or small ear inserts. Then you'll hear a series of very soft, beeping tones. Your job is simple. Press a button or raise your hand whenever you hear a sound. The tones will vary in pitch and volume. Some will be extremely soft. In fact, many people are surprised by how faint some of the sounds are. That's because the test is designed to find the quietest sound you can hear at different frequencies. These results are then plotted on something called an audiogram. The audiogram is essentially a map of your hearing ability. It shows which pitches you hear well, which pitches are harder to hear, and how severe any hearing loss may be. This information is incredibly important because different types of hearing loss affect different sounds. For example, high-frequency hearing loss often makes it harder to hear consonants like S, F, T, H, and SH, which is exactly why many people say, "I can hear people talking, but I can't understand them." The audiogram helps explain why that happens. And this is the moment many people have a realization for the first time. They finally understand why they've been hearing people, but not understanding them. This next part might seem a little unusual, but it's one of the most important parts of the entire test. Instead of listening through headphones, you'll feel sound through a small device placed behind your ear. And this is where people get confused, because it doesn't feel like you're hearing in the usual way. But this test is extremely important. It helps your audiologist determine where a hearing problem is coming from. Sound can travel to your inner ear in two ways: through the ear canal, air conduction, or through the bones of your skull, bone conduction. By comparing those two pathways, we can tell whether hearing loss is coming from the outer or middle ear or from the inner ear itself. Understanding your results. After the testing is complete, the most important part of the appointment begins, reviewing your results. Your audiologist will show you your audiogram and explain what it means. They'll discuss things like whether your hearing is normal, whether there is hearing loss, what type of hearing loss it is, and how it may affect everyday communication. And sometimes the results are reassuring. Many people who worry about hearing loss actually turn out to have normal hearing. But if hearing loss is present, your audiologist will explain what options are available. And this is where many people feel relief, because hearing loss today is much more manageable than most people realize. Modern hearing aids are incredibly advanced. They're smaller, smarter, and more customizable than ever before. And in many cases, treating hearing loss can dramatically improve quality of life. But even if hearing aids are not recommended, the appointment still provides something valuable: clarity about what's happening with your hearing. What most people don't expect. One thing that surprises many patients is how relaxed and informative the appointment actually feels. Most hearing appointments take about 30 to 45 minutes, and they're completely non-invasive and painless. But perhaps the biggest surprise is how many people say afterward, "I wish I had done this sooner," because untreated hearing loss can slowly affect communication, relationships, confidence, and overall well-being. And simply understanding what's going on with your hearing is often the first step toward improving it. A hearing test is not just about whether you can hear sounds. It's about understanding how clearly your brain is processing what you hear. And that's something most people don't have a clear answer to until they're tested. So if you've been putting this off, not because you don't care, but because you weren't sure of what to expect, now you know. And for most people, the appointment is much simpler and much more helpful than they ever imagined.